Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my channel. I started thinking about this last night, and I was wondering, again, this is not the controller I'm going to use or anything else for this motor, but I started thinking about, I was, reading some things, and I was trying to use my power supply. Now, my power supply only goes up to 30 volts, and it only runs, I think at the max is like 10 amps or something like that, which I figured this thing needed a lot more than that to run. So I started just, rattling my brain, and I'm still waiting for the other controller to come in. But just out of curiosity, I started putting some wires together, and I started realizing that, let me see if I try like maybe just two DeWalt batteries to see if that would do anything. Because figuring this is 20 volts, 20, making it 40. Um, Seeing if that would change anything, and it did. It made all the difference in the world. Now again, I'm going to run this off of 48 volts and with a different controller and everything else. I'm still waiting for it. But anyway, I did add the hall sensor lines. Basically, I'm still waiting on a plug too, but I did put the lines just temporarily like in here. They're going over to here. If you see them, I just like pushed them into the plug itself. So it's nothing really crazy, just temporarily. Same thing with the wires. I was actually able to label the one, two, and three, but this is just temporary, just to test this out. And what I did notice was as soon as I did the 40 volts, it worked great. So, or worked a lot better. But anyway, if I do that, plug that in there. So I'm just doing positive, negative, negative to positive, positive, I'm just jumping it around. Um, in series, I'm giving myself 40 volts. Then I go to turn this thing on. And again, not the control I'm using. It'll still come up with the E7 error message, which says motor or something, but it doesn't really make a difference because, again, I'm not using this controller anyway. But what I did notice is that now it will run. Now it's going to jump a little bit, but yeah, it will run. I have it like tied down a little bit. I could probably do better, but just temporarily. So yeah, you can see it'll jump. But the thing I can do too is see if I can. Yeah, everything's falling because it's got so much on this stupid little bench. Let me move one thing. This thing just keeps falling. But what I did notice is now I can move the display. I know it's probably hard to see, but this has like a speed control. So that was like eco, mid, and then this is high. Now this one I'm going to hold it. Now, as soon as I give it a little bit of gas, or I should say a little bit of throttle here, it starts going, which is nice. More, I can really get it to go up there. Very, very smooth. That's what I got going right now. And very, very smooth running. I mean, really nice. In fact, I did put a little piece of tape right there. I don't know if I can get a good reading off of this thing, but I'll try to get you an idea of what the RPM is. Kind of hard with holding two hands, but it's showing somewhere around 40. Yeah, I don't know if it'll do a memory. Oh, that's what it showed. I guess that would be that doesn't seem right. 474 memory. Did it bring it back up? No. 27. 6,000 RPMs is what it was showing at before. So, I thought this had a maximum of 5,000 RPMs, but I could be mistaken. And I don't trust these RPM meters really. I think these things are like 15, $20. They really don't work out that well. Um, but the good thing is that even though I'm not using this controller or anything else, I did, the battery is running. I know the motor is good. I figured there wasn't going to be any problems, but I just wanted to make sure before I go, saying something. The guy like, hey, I'm having a problem with the motor because again, I wasn't running the right voltage. The crazy thing is that somebody had told me to try batteryhookup.com. And I figured, I'd look them up online and this and that. Well, the crazy thing is, I looked them up online. They're like 4 miles from my house. They're like 10 minutes away. I couldn't believe when it said in Salem, Pennsylvania. I'm located in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, which is very close. And yeah, it's like 4 miles from my house. So hopefully today's Sunday. Hopefully I can talk to these people. I did send them a message. Hopefully I can go over in person, meet with them, and yeah, get some batteries. I want to build a 40 volt battery pack. There's I think it was a Life PO4 cells for like $15 a piece for 100 amp ones or 105 amp. Now they have the welded terminals, but they don't have any. They got to be drilled and tapped or soldered or something else. But anyway, I'm very glad that I had no issues with this. As soon as I get the other controller in and the right batteries, I should be really good to go. And so yeah, just so you know, it's two dewalt batteries. Now it's again, it's only giving it 40 volts. It's showing here full, which I don't know why it would, but and I imagine this thing still has the cruise part. If I hold this in, yeah, it's like a cruise, just lets it run a little bit at a time. And then if you want, it'll flash at what's, giving you, give it a little bit of throttle, just a touching it. This thing is throwing off some air like you would not believe. Yeah, I don't want to go too far without a load. It's really made to, run with a load and everything else. So, but I am just so happy that that part worked. And see, then once it's running, I won't get an error. It'll just show me. Yeah, again, I really don't know how this thing works anyway. And this was just a controller I used to test it. So, there it goes. I'll come back up with E7. Yeah, cheap controller. This is only a 500-watt controller. This is not even made for anything close to this, as you can see that right there. If you can see, it's a little 500-watt controller. But anyway, I just wanted to do an update video. Motor's good, nice amount of power. I'm going to go for my bolt hole pattern so I can make up a plate for this. And then make up another plate to mount it on the mower. After I pull out the engine, I got to double check the shaft. There goes the pin. I got to double check the shaft. I think it said it was 25 millimeter with a M10, M10 by 1.5 thread in the middle. And I'll just make up a spacer or something on my lathe. Grab this piece up here. So anyway, put that back there. A nice little key. Everything with this thing is so precise. There it goes. Yeah, I'm really excited to work on this. I'm really going to enjoy putting this in the mower. It should be a fun project. So, and for some reason, this was labeled one. Go over here in case somebody else gets this motor and is confused, because I couldn't really get any good information on this motor online at all. Nobody has any kind of information on this motor whatsoever. I think one guy does, but he doesn't really show how he temporarily hooked up or anything like that. But this was considered 1, 2, and 3 for some reason, and I think it's labeled as this would be the green, the blue, and this one's the yellow one, just in case anybody. And then I'm waiting on a plug too, so I can do the all the hall sensor and everything else. This is the plug that it comes with, and I'm waiting for the male plug for that, the female plug. Maybe it is male, I don't know. But the interconnecting one to this, so I can hook up some wires to get some true sensors and everything else. I am reading 4 volts over here. This also has a temperature sensor in it too, which I think I can utilize It has two wires. I'm not sure if it's just like a switch or how it works. If you feed power on one side or negative on one side, it'll give you negative on the other side. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, just so you know, just to make sure this motor was good. The motor is good. Everything's running nice. And I guess just stay tuned for another video. I'm sure we'll be doing another one soon. Uh, I guess probably do the bolt hole patterns next. And then from there, get the motor out of the mower. And actually, I'll probably build the battery next. I'll probably do that on video too. But very happy that everything works good. So, always process elimination, just trying to figure out. I knew something wasn't right, and I figured it was a power issue. And a couple little DeWalt batteries helped me out really nice. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Just wanted to give an update. And again, I'll be doing more videos soon. So, thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later on. Take care.